Hey guys, so Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is now in game, and with, of course, every release, we have been doing these equipment guide videos. You guys definitely seem to find these pretty useful, so we'll just continue doing these for the remainder of the year and probably into next year as well. Why not just keep doing these if you guys find it helpful? So for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, this guy is primarily a ranged character, blast-focused character. However, if we take a look at his stats here, now I only have him at 8 stars, but the differential between his strike and blast stats don't really change too much. So even if we bump him up to 14, for example, here, he's still only going to have a 4,000 difference between his two offenses. So you can get away with, I think, building this guy either strike or blast. But if you take a look at the equips that this guy has access to, I definitely think a lot of the better equips are blast equips. So I think what we'll do is typically how I like to do these videos is we go through the equips that don't really have any restrictions for the character. And then after we finish going through those, we'll go through some equips that have some either minor restrictions or heavy team restrictions for him. So actually, there are a few equips I do want to take a look at here that I don't have because they are equips that came out today. So let's go over to the archive where we can take a look at this stuff. And the first equip I want to talk about is actually probably the best equip for Vegeta, hands down. This is, I would consider to be a must-use equip. It is the current co-op season equip. This is giving 15% blast defense, 10% to strike attack, 10% health, 15% to base blast attack, and 15% to pure blast attack. Now, technically, this does have a restriction on it. You must be using a GT and Vegeta clan character, but obviously Vegeta himself fulfills those conditions. So for all intents and purposes, this essentially is just going to be treated as not having any kind of condition if you are using this on Vegeta specifically. So very good equip. It has some defenses, it has HP, it has both pure and base main offense to Vegeta, the blast. So all in all, I really see, if you have a good role in this equip, I really see no reason not to just throw this on Vegeta, no matter what team you're running him on. So this is, I think, what I would consider to be a must-use equip for Vegeta. The next equip we could take a look at is the equip that is available via the Equipment Collection event. The Ultimate Equipment Collection is this one. I wouldn't really say this is like, oh, this is a crazy equip, but it is actually pretty good. Now, looking at this, it is pretty basic. 25% of base blast defense, 25% of base strike attack, and 35% to base blast attack. For this character in particular, I don't mind them giving him both offenses on this equip. Typically, when it comes to attacking characters, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll more so prioritize one stat over the other. So, for example, I mean, we could just talk about like Kaioken Goku has a much higher strike stat than blast stat. So you're not really looking for too many equips on that character that'll be giving him blast attack, because a lot of the time it's not really going to be providing as much of a benefit as strike damage on equips. But for Vegeta, again, he's got pretty similar stats in terms of the numbers for both of his strike and blast attacks. So I don't mind them putting some strike on here because Vegeta's going to be doing, again, probably some pretty solid strike damage. So I think this is solid. Again, it's not like a, end all be all equip here, but it's easy to farm. You don't need to get like a godly rank for this, but it is pretty easily accessible from the Ultimate Equipment Collection event. And yeah, it's just, I think this is a solid equip for Vegeta. It's a lot of stats. When you add up all the stats on here, this equip is giving you a total of 85% to base stats, which is actually pretty good for an equip. Okay, so there's that one. The next one is actually the other equip that dropped today, which is an Awakened equip called Awakened at Long Last I've Ascended Kakarot. This is pretty good. Again, I wouldn't really classify this as like, oh, you must use this. I think I probably see myself using this. Am I going to say in most cases for this character? I think so. And the good thing about this, again, is you don't really need to go out of your way to fulfill any additional conditions on Vegeta for this one. So slot 1 and 2, 20% base blast defense and 30% of base strike defense. And then slot 3, you are getting 12% to pure blast attack and 12% to pure strike defense when you have a battle style ranged and Super Saiyan 4 as a battle member. So of course, again, Vegeta fulfills the conditions on this equip to get all the buffs. So again, you don't need to like put like, oh, I'm going to go out of my way to put like Super 17 on the team to get this equip up. And you don't need to do any of that. It's just Vegeta himself fulfills these conditions. So pretty good equip. Again, I think this equip could have been taken up another notch if they added HP or HP restoration somewhere on here. But as it stands, I feel like this is pretty good. It's not, again, crazy Omega busted, but I think it's good. So I would use this, I think, in a lot of cases for Vegeta. Okay, so those are some of the equips that I wanted to show that dropped today that are pretty good for Vegeta here. Now let's get into some of the equips that have already existed in the game for a little bit. There is an Awaken equip that I actually did use in my initial showcase for Vegeta. It's this one right here. This is the kind of power I'd be running away from. Again, it is an Awakened equip. A lot of the good equips in the game tend to be Awakened equips. I understand it's very annoying to farm these, and again, you don't need to get God ranks. You don't even need Z pluses. You don't even need Zs. I would say just get a solid S on these equips, and that should be good enough. You don't really... The difference between an S rank equip and a godly equip is probably a lot less noticeable than you would imagine. But this is a good, decent equip here. Again, not really anything too crazy in terms of the conditions. Vegeta is a GT and ranged character, so you can just slap it on him, any team he's on, and you get the full benefit of the equip here. 18% to base blast defense, 12.5% to strike defense, special move damage, and then 28% to base blast attack. So you can kind of look at this and the equip that dropped today, again, the Ultimate Equipment Collection equip that I talked about a little bit earlier. And I mean, again, like I said, that Ultimate Equipment Collection equip is giving you more base, like when you add up the total amount of stats you're getting on those this equip and that equip, the other one's giving you more. So again, that one's pretty good, but this is also pretty solid as well. The blue card damage on this could be pretty effective just because this Vegeta, again, pretty rare occurrence in 2025 Dragon Ball Legends where we get like a generic blast blue card. It's just not really super common anymore. Okay, and then the last equip to take a look at is going to be yet another Awakened equip, and it is this one, Awakened Vegeta's Anger. This is a super hyper offensive equip, which again, I think fits the character. This is actually slightly more of a strike equip, but again, I think it doesn't really matter as much just because this character can be both strike or blast. This is giving 30% base strike, 28% to base blast, and 10% special move damage. So it's just giving all offensive stuff on this, which again, really what the character is trying to do. It's playing towards the character's strengths, just be an offensive powerhouse. I'll just give the same rundown on this one. It's not broken, it's not insane, it's not must use, but it's a good option. Let's say you farm this for a prior Vegeta clan character or something like that. And you just have this in your collection and you don't have the resources to farm up other equips, this could be a good equip to use on Vegeta for the time being while you try and farm up other stuff. I think this is solid here. So those are the equips that I think you could use on Vegeta that are not restricted to certain teams or tags. Let's talk about some equips that are now kind of more restrictive. The first one is going to be a Vegeta clan specific equip. This one right here, the Time Machine Takes Off. This one is giving you 12% to pure blast and strike attack when you have a full Vegeta clan team. And then this is giving 20% to base defenses and 10% to special move damage in slot 1. So pretty good. I actually did end up using this in the initial showcase video because I used him on a full Vegeta clan setup. So if you're running a full Vegeta clan team, this could be pretty effective, just some more pure offenses. The next equip is going to be specific. This is probably the most specific equip I'm going to be talking about in this video, besides one other one we're going to just briefly mention at the end. It's this one right here. I'll slow them down so you can count them this time. This one is really specific because for Vegeta in particular, you really want to have him get slot 2. Slot 2, you're getting 12% to pure blast when you have a GT and Fusion Warrior battle member. So, it's not insane to be able to get that, but if you're running like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for example, if you're running, I don't really think there's like a super relevant Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right now because the Ultra at this point is, you get Namek Goku'd in 2 seconds, but maybe some point down the line, we get a Synchro Gauge fusing Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. All of a sudden, that opens up the possibility for Vegeta to get the full benefit of this equip. So I just wanted to mention this because this is certainly an equipment where if we were able to very easily get all the effects of this up for Vegeta, I would certainly use this. This is still a very good equip. I think this actually dropped when Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta dropped. This was the co-op equip for his co-op season. All right, the next equip is yet another Awakened equip. It is going to be this Awakened equip useless against my Super Saiyan Blue form. This requires that you run a God Key battle member on the team. Again, I did use this in the initial showcase because I was using Evolution Blue Vegeta next to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So, of course, Evolution Blue Vegeta being a God Key battle member, we were able to get the benefit of the 15% Pure Blast buff in slot 3. And besides that, you're getting double defenses and some base blast. So 15% of Pure and base blast on this is pretty good. You double up on both ends of the spectrum for blast damage. So I think this equip, it's an oldie but goodie. It's pretty old, but it was very good for when it dropped, and it's kind of withstood the test of time that a lot of these more recent Awakened equips, because there is such a thing as equipment power creep, and this is kind of hanging in there. This is like the Ultra Majin Vegeta of Awakened equips. This is what I would classify this equipment as. So this is a pretty good one for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as well, if you have a God Key battle member to get that third slot effect up. There is another one. This is probably a little bit less strict, just because I imagine as we move into September and actually go into the full swing of the GT campaign, we're going to be getting characters that are going to fit better with Vegeta that are actually GT characters. This equip right here. Now, this one is specific to the Shadow Dragon saga, so we really are going to be waiting for something like LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Omega Shenron fight, who does the Dragon Fist. That, I think, is a character that I would honestly put at like the top of the list for likelihood of next LF. But if we get that guy dropped in the game, he can use this equip. But Vegeta himself can use this equip, and the good thing about this equip as well is it requires that you be a Shadow Dragon saga character to use this, but the actual slots themselves just require that you have GT battle members, not Shadow Dragon Saga battle members. So, slot 1, you're getting HP, and then slots 2 and 3, if you have a full GT team, you're getting 10% of pure offenses and 15% to base defenses. Still a good equip. Again, this is pretty old. This is actually the co-op equip from the Tag 4 co-op season. So this is a 2022 Legends Fest equip. This is actually, believe it or not, this is the second ever co-op equip. The first one was the superhero equip with Piccolo on it. That was when Blue Beast Gohan dropped, and this is the second co-op equip ever released. It was the one right after that. So this is pretty good if you are running a full GT setup. And then the last equip I want to mention is just going to kind of be a wild card. It's not really too good right now, but it's going to be this one. This one in slot 1 and 2 is giving you 28% to base defenses, which is actually pretty good. And then slot 3, you're getting 12% of both pure offenses. But the catch with this one is you have to be running a GT and Android 17 battle member. This was a very good equip when Super 17 was relevant. I think what we could see here is a potential Zenkai for the purple GT Android 17. And if that happens, he fulfills the condition for slot 3. So if you end up running that like purple GT17, assuming he gets a Zenkai Awakening during this campaign, this could be a really good inclusion on Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, sorry, to get the pure offenses in slot 3, and then giving actually a lot of, that's 56% to just base defenses across the board from slots 1 and 2. And then you're getting a combined 24% pure offense buff from slot 3. So this is a really good equip if you can get this up, but it's just, we don't have a GT17 that you can really use to get the slot 3 effect up. But keep your eye on this, because if we end up getting, like, I don't know, potentially even a unique equip for Super 17, we get a Zenkai buff for purple 17 from GT, like this is all of a sudden in play for Vegeta. So that's pretty much going to be it for now. I imagine as we continue to go through this GT campaign, we will get more equips. Next week, we will have PvP reset, and I imagine the equipment that will drop next week will probably be specifically tailored to help this Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So I would be on the lookout for the PvP equip next week. But other than that, let me know what equips you are planning to use on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, if you even summon for him, and if you pulled him. Hopefully you guys found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.